From choosing acting over the Marines to making his classmates cry, these are facts about Adam Driver you probably didn't know. We all love the tall, broody actor in movies like Star Wars, Marriage Story, and Annette. But did you know that Driver hates watching the films he's in? This doesn't really come as a surprise to me because many celebrities despise watching anything they're in. Driver watched the pilot of Girls with Lena Dunham and said it was terrible. But was the show really that bad? Well, I don't think so. And Adam did clarify that it was the experience that was terrible, and not the actual show itself. The pilot episode of Girls aired back in 2012, and ever since then, Driver hasn't watched any of his movies or shows. It's a shame because this guy's been in some awesome stuff. Adam's biggest challenge was not being able to fully enjoy the new Star Wars trilogy since it starred him as Kylo Ren. When the time came to sit in the theater to watch the premiere, Driver said he was sick to his stomach and nearly vomited. Many fans can relate after watching the last part of the trilogy, but that's a completely different topic. As far as Kylo's concerned, you might be surprised that Adam isn't so different from the character. Like Ren, Driver too had issues with his biological father. Driver's stepfather was a Baptist minister, and growing up, Adam's house was under strict religious rules. If you've seen the movies, you know that Kylo has a troubled relationship with his father, Han Solo. Like Driver growing up, Ren's frequently told what to do as the commander of the First Order. No wonder the actor did a terrific job of nailing the role. He was literally being himself the whole time, but with a lightsaber. There's a lot of misunderstandings and unknown facts when it comes to Driver's role as Kylo Ren. For starters, this wasn't Adam's big break, but I'll get into his action-packed filmography in just a second. During the audition process, casting directors didn't immediately see the 39-year-old star as the commander of the First Order. In fact, they had Michael Fassbender and Hugo Weaving in mind. Imagine getting a role over those two actors. They're the best stars in Hollywood to play villains in any blockbuster. Imagine Magneto or Agent Smith holding a red lightsaber in Star Wars. How cool would that be? Nevertheless, many fans are happy that Driver was the one who got the gig. Now, you might have thought that the House of Gucci star wasn't famous before this, but the truth is, he was very successful before Star Wars. He had a prominent role as Adam Sackler in the 2012 comedy series Girls, and also starred in Sean Levy's dramedy, This Is Where I Leave You, playing the role of Philip Altman. Another role was in Inside Llewyn Davis, where he starred alongside Oscar Isaac. Yes, the Oscar Isaac. Inside Llewyn Davis also had John Goodman and Justin Timberlake. If I was in a movie with a cast like that, I would have considered Star Wars as charity work, and I would have done it for free. Playing Kylo Ren has surely boosted Driver's popularity, and it's taken his career to new heights. Taller than the giant himself, who stands over 6 feet tall. Only a year following the release of A Force Awakens, Driver starred opposite Andrew Garfield in Silence, and the director? None other than the legendary Martin Scorsese. For any actor, working with the likes of Scorsese is an honor, a privilege, and a dream come true. Driver followed up his work on Silence with the critically acclaimed Black Klansman, where he played Philip Zimmerman, the guy who helped infiltrate the KKK back in 1979. And who can forget his iconic role in Marriage Story? That screaming scene is still a meme to this day.
Every day I wake up and I hope you're dead. Dead like if I can guarantee Henry would be okay. I'd hope you get an illness and then get hit by a car and die.
Now, that's what you call good acting. How'd he get so good at it? Well, Adam's road to Hollywood was certainly unique. Shortly after the 9/11 terror attacks, Driver joined the Marine Corps and was assigned to the 1st Battalion as a mortarman. What's that? A mortarman is responsible for operating a mortar, a type of explosive weapon that launches a mortar shell, which is similar to a rocket. Driver's military background also made him proficient with various weapons, which is likely the reason why he's such a natural when it comes to using firearms in his movies. Unfortunately, Driver faced a severe injury while mountain biking, and the injury to his sternum made him unfit to carry on as a Marine. This happened right before the Iraq War, and I guess you could say Driver was suffering from an identity crisis and felt lost. Needing a job, Adam started going door to door selling vacuum cleaners.
I understand you used to be a salesman.
Oh yeah, I was.
What did
yeah.
you sell?
I sold vacuum cleaners.
And something tells me that's not what he wanted to do for the rest of his life. But being in the Army for a brief period of time helped Adam realize something. He discovered that in the military, everything has meaning. Acts of service could be done in a bunch of ways. And it's here that he discovers his love for art and film. Adam says, self-expression is just as valuable a tool as a rifle on your shoulder. Someone needs to get that on a t-shirt. Driver soon learned that acting is a business, a craft, a political act, and also a service. Before joining the military, he auditioned for New York's prestigious private performing arts conservatory, Juilliard, but was unsuccessful. Juilliard has an international reputation for being one of the most fiercely competitive performing arts schools on the planet. So it's no surprise that Driver didn't make it on his first try, but the second time Driver auditioned, he was granted admission. Job well done. Attending one of the most prestigious and well-known drama schools is an achievement on its own. But the Francis Ha actor revealed that he made his classmates cry because he's a very tall guy with a deep voice and scary features. That intimidated others. Not to mention that his daily diet at the time consisted of 6 eggs and a whole chicken. The intense way in which he'd speak to people is what got his colleagues on the verge of tears. In his first year, Adam was extremely devoted and determined to be the best. He knew he had to tone down the excitement a little to get along with his peers, and he did just that. In his second year, Driver started a nonprofit called Arts in the Armed Forces. This was his way of giving back to the Army. The organization aims to honor and entertain military members and their families through arts initiatives. What a kind gesture. Growing up, though, Adam described himself as a misfit. He was the kind of student who wouldn't participate in extracurricular activities or get along with the popular kids at school. Driver was actually a troublemaker, one of those typical bad boys who rode their bikes alone and started fires. Don't worry, though, because Driver never vandalized anything or harmed the environment. Another lesser-known fact about Adam Driver is that back in the day, he and his friends started their very own fight club. Did young Adam also have an imaginary friend who looked like Brad Pitt? After 1999's Fight Club was released, it inspired Adam and his pals to start their own fight club. I don't doubt Adam's fighting skills. He's built like a brick house. All in all, he's lived a surprisingly wild life and doesn't plan on stopping from delivering great performances. Who knew he had all these secrets? So, there you have it, ladies and gents, from choosing acting over the Marines to making his classmates cry. Those were facts about Adam Driver you probably didn't know.